It's time to get some
SportSense.
You're gonna get some
SportSense.
You better get ready for
SportSense. SportSense.
Welcome back to SportSense. If you would rather watch paint dry than try and keep up with sports crap, then you're in the right place.
Nice.
I'm Cooper Epps, and with me, as always, to fill us in on the biggest sports crap is my dad, James Epps. How you doing over there, Dad?
I'm doing well, Coop. It's good to be here. You keep using one of my least favorite words, though. You know.
Well, I only used it twice. You still not like that?
No, still not a big fan. But
All right.
but it does. It's apt description at times for sure.
Well,
So I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that.
I was trying to do, I was doing a little research for tonight, and that's just the word that kept coming to mind. Is like, my goodness, like how do people spend all day just absorbed in this stuff?
Like I said, an apt description.
You usually try to keep it to the interesting stuff, and that's why we do this, is so you can give me a little digest of the juiciest news of the week, and just overall knowledge. So. Speaking of which, we had our guests on last week in your stead, Ryan Victory, and of course my brother-in-law Chris. Just speaking of overall knowledge, Ryan agreed that we're going to have him back, and we're going to do an episode about the Detroit Bad Boys. What were they called again?
Bad Boys. Yep.
Oh, really? Okay, I got it right.
Yeah.
Okay,
You did good. Yeah.
Yeah, so he wants to come on.
What
He
you
says
gonna do when the boys come for you? You know that Bad Boys
the
song.
bit when the boys. Wait, was that how the lyrics go?
Yeah.
What you gonna do when they come for you? It's when they come for you. That's what it
when
is.
they come for you. Bad boys, bad boys.
When the bad boys come for you.
They were pretty bad.
Well, so yeah, we'll have to do a history lesson on them. Ryan said he already has his outfit picked out and everything. So
well, apparently he is really into this, and I feel like he wants to bump me off, but all y'all will hear about is, no offense, Ryan, but
yeah, no,
Detroit,
we can't.
Detroit NBA basketball.
Exactly, we can't just do a 100% Pistons show. But anyways,
All right. Well, a lot to talk about. Trust me, they really did. Yep.
Well, we'll get into it more in the future, I'm sure. We rewatched Cool Runnings recently, and I actually want to do an episode about that, or at least we need to. I'll just mention it right now to start to get into our episode. We're doing kind of just a mixed bag this week, kind of following up on some things we talked about in previous episodes, doing a little mailbag, just a couple things people sent my way the past week or so that I wanted to bring up with you, Dad. One of those is from my brother Keaton. I was talking about how we rewatched Cool Runnings, and he said, "Did you know Jamaica just got back into the Olympics with a bobsled team for like the first time?" And gosh, I can't remember how long it was.
Probably.
Do you remember?
So it should be 34 years, maybe somewhere around there. 32
I'm Googling
years
it right now. 24 years. So you're overestimating.
24. Okay,
a
a little
tiny
bit. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, it says they returned for the first time in 2022.
I'll quickly look what the original year was.
So, okay, first appearance was 1988.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, so you did that math.
37 years. I was very close.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
That's what the movie's based on, right?
Yes, their first appearance.
Yes.
They went for a couple more appearances through 1998, and then didn't come back until 2022. So kind of crazy. Yeah, we all know that movie, but they didn't stay in the Olympics for long, which was kind of sad.
And I really think you know it. I think there's a lot that do not know it. Younger people, for sure. If they know it, it's only because it was a fan favorite of their parents or their grandparents.
Very 90s movie, but it was a Disney one, and Disney kind of stands the test of time a little bit more, so people have probably seen it. But
I hope.
But yeah, if you haven't seen that movie, oh my gosh! I mean, I'm sure nostalgia played a part for me, but I was really impressed. I thought it held up really well. It was a great movie overall. The music was incredible. Hans Zimmer did the music, if I remember right.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know.
so just hilarious.
Good, though. Yeah.
John Candy's in it. Is that who I'm thinking?
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, John I loved him. He was great. Every bit of it was great.
Yeah. All right. Well, so there's my first little tidbit from our grab bag tonight. But what's on your mind over there, Dad?
Well, real quick. So let's just wrap up a couple things. We had all the horse lovers who didn't know they were horse race lovers were jazzed and ready, but we are not going to have a Triple Crown. So everybody just go to sleep now. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
The one who was the horse that was in second place at the Kentucky Derby won it. So that's pretty cool. But
Yeah,
I
the
got
one, yeah, in our horse episode, you kept saying journalism won, journalism,
yeah, right. Yeah,
but
no,
it was really sovereignty.
so journalism really did win this one. So
the
that's funny part.
Preakness. Yeah, that he
Yes,
won
the
Preakness.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So.
No need to say more than that, but just FYI.
So don't pay any more attention to horses this year.
No, it's not a threat of the Triple Crown. So big to me is yesterday, Scotty Scheffler won another major already. He won the PGA tournament.
I saw, yeah. So
in Charlotte,
Chris,
North Carolina, beautiful Charlotte Quail Hollow Country Club, beautiful club, and it kicked their golfers' butts. I mean, everybody but him. He ended up 11 under. The closest one to him, I think, was 7 under. After that,
so is it a pretty big?
Awesome.
It's a pretty big margin to win a golf tournament by four strokes.
It is either way, right? But especially when after 4 days, you're only, compared to some tournaments, your guys chasing you are only 7 under, right? There were some guys that had a lot of guys folded the last few holes. It's known as the Green Mile. Their last 3 holes are called the Green Mile, and they're the 3 toughest holes on the course generally. And it ate up a lot, including our favorite Tony Finau. It ate up a lot of guys. John Rahm, who I was kind of pulling for. I love Scheffler, but Rahm, I think, gave away like 5 strokes in the last 3 holes. I mean, it was a collapse. Pretty bad, or 4 strokes in the last 3 holes. It was rough, but Scheffler, steady Freddie. He just, I think he was even for the day or one, but I love it. So, you know how we were talking about majors. So that's major number 2 completed for 2025. Yep. And just FYI for you golf guys to get ready, golf ladies, get prepared. It kind of comes the next 2 months. June, I think it's June 12th to 15th. The U.S. Open is going to be up at Oakmont. That's a very famous course in Pennsylvania. And then July 17th through the 20th is remember I told us that we've Americanized it and called it the British Open. They call it the Open. That'll be the 4th and final for the year. And that's pretty exciting. So pretty cool. I love Scheffler. I think he's great. And he's just so cool.
He's one of the few golfer names I have heard. Yeah, Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, he's been number 1 in the world. He's been number 1 in the world for quite a while now.
Okay.
So, yeah, he's the man. But anyway,
did he kind of take the mantle from Tiger Woods? No,
it was before. Woods has faded way before that kind of. So
okay, so he's only been on top for what, like the past 5 or so years?
Probably who won the Grand Slam. Rory McIlroy has probably been the one after Tiger who probably stepped in. There's several great golfers. But anyway, not spend much time there. My last tidbit.
Wait, really quick. You kind of answered the question, but with golf tournaments, how far in advance do they know where the course is being played? And can they go practice that course before playing it in the tournament?
Yes, 2 things. Yes. So first, it's a good long time. U.S. Open, like we went there last year, right, at Pinehurst. Pinehurst already knows its next rotation, which they're lucky. And all of a sudden, I've gone blank for 6 years or 4 years. But anyway, it's going to be pretty quick compared to what it had been before, which had been like 25 years.
Whoa!
It's when we lived there and moved in 1999. So anyway, so they do know way in advance, several years in advance. And yes, they do go play and practice some. However, anytime for one of the majors, it's what they call the setup. They do the setup. Sometimes they'll put the tee boxes further back or have tee markers further back and the tee boxes further back. They'll turn a par 5 for the average club member into a par 4, 535 yards, right? They'll change a few things. Where they place the pin placements, very difficult. How tall, especially in PGA and US Open, how tall do they grow the grass in the rough before the tournament? They adjust that all to make it more difficult. So yes, they can play and get the lay of the land and get, but
so like the actual shape of the land stays the same though. Like they're not.
The course stays the same for the most part, but they adjust pin placements and especially heights of rough, the cut. First cut, second cut of the rough.
Yeah,
that's a big.
So it's just
deal.
It's unforgiving if you hit anywhere but the fairway or the green.
Yeah.
It sounds like,
especially PGA likes to make it really tough, and so does the U.S. Open. Anyway, so that's it. My last tidbit I don't want to go on long at all, but just because you might hear this, and that's what you're after, right? You might hear this around the water cooler, and I'm not even going to go into the names because I'm not a big fan. Don't love the NBA, and I don't really love the WNBA, but the WNBA's got some juice now. They got a couple star power, and their 2 stars. One is really dominating in her second year. 2 stars. I'm like I said, not even saying I know the names.
I was gonna bring it up. I'll say the names.
Go ahead.
You're talking about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna bring this up to you. I thought you'd get a kick out of it. So tell us.
They're getting the juice.
Tell us the story.
So the Angel Reese plays for the Sky, whichever group that is. Their team is really not good. Angel Reese is really good, but their team is not so good. And then Caitlin Clark plays for the Indiana team, whatever they are now.
They're the Fever. Pretty cool name.
Fever. Well, the Fever, they got the Fever because they've got the superstar there. She has already had a couple triple doubles this season, which I don't want to talk about that, but that's statistics, right?
That question is on my list to ask you tonight, but we can save it for another day.
No, I can tell you real quick. Let's do it.
So Caitlin Clark apparently got a triple double that game. And I was wondering, everybody keeps talking about that like it's a big deal.
Right.
I've heard it mentioned with other players, but
especially
what is that?
in the WNBA. It means, in this case, it means you had at least, everything's a double. You had at least 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. Now, she had a whole lot more than that, but that's at minimum. You got to have those 3 statistics. You got to have, that's a triple double. Those are doubles: points, rebounds, and assists.
Okay.
Right?
10.
And that's a big deal.
Why is 10 a double?
That's a double. 2, because single digits would be 0 through 9.
Double digits. Okay.
Double digit.
So you got 3 stats with double digits, so you got a triple double.
Exactly.
Okay.
So she's probably going to break all records in her career of that. She is amazing. Well, Angel Reese was in there a little before Angel Reese was at LSU, and they dominated in basketball, them in South Carolina, women's basketball. And Angel Reese, they came into the league already, let's just say, testy with each other. But right now, Caitlin has a much better team. So they throttled the Sky, right? Did you see the game, the points?
Just when I was watching little clips, it said they demolished
beat them like 35 or 38. I mean, they destroyed them, and Caitlin Clark had a big game. So what got all the energy and all the electricity going and all the angst and fun? Now, this is what WNBA needs this. They desperately need this. They were kind of languishing, I think. A little bit building over the years, but languishing. Caitlin Clark has brought the juice, and so is Reese. She's done good. But Caitlin, it was a basketball play. I went back and watched it. Angel Reese was going to basically have almost a layup or a short 2 or 3 foot shot. And Caitlin Clark went in it clearly looks like she was going for the ball, but at the same time, she clotheslined. She, not her neck or anything, her hands. She fouled her hard while going for the ball, right? She hit the ball, but she also nailed her arms, which would just normally be a 2-shot foul. No harm, no foul, right? I mean, it's great. These two are going at it, and there's spit and there's fire and there's all that. That's WNBA needs this. This is good for them. But the stupid part, the refs went back, reviewed it, and gave her a flagrant foul.
So what does that mean?
You get a technical, and if it's a flagrant 1, that's the level of degree. You get one more flagrant 1, you're tossed from the game, and you might get suspended on the following game. I don't know their rules. I can't remember WNBA's rule. But it's, flagrant means they get the ball, they get extra 2 free throws, it's all this stuff. And they gave her a flagrant foul, and it was not a flagrant. It was just a basketball play. It's been it does 1,000 times a season in both sports, both women and men, NBA.
It looked like Angel Reese kind of flopped too, to really kind of juice up.
But it's just the basic. It's just basic. I mean, but the flagrant part, it was a foul, a hard foul. But anyway,
I saw some videos that showed Angel Reese like really knocking around Caitlin Clark though too. It seems like there's a history. There's a history between them of beating each other up a little bit.
Caitlin, her first year last year, she took a lot of beatings, a lot of hard fouls. She was a rookie last year. She was really tired because she's coming right off of college. This is the hard part. your superstar coming in college, you go to the NCAA playoffs, their mini March Madness, whatever you want to call it. They get out of it, and within 2 weeks, they're playing pro, or 3 weeks, they're playing pro. So she was gassed that she came back stronger, rested, and but yeah, they pounded on her pretty good. She earned her rookie stripes last year. Anyway, and then
that's crazy. She's so famous already because she's the only WNBA player I knew before this week, and she's so young. That's crazy.
They better take care of her because she alone, her popularity last year alone. Now, some will dispute it, but the bulk of the reporters say she and the executives of WNBA say she alone got the teams where they now have their own private contracted jets to go from game to game.
Oh,
before
wow.
they had to fly commercially. Yeah.
Dang.
And so
That's
just her
cool.
juice she brought last year and the TV revenue and boy. Anyway, so that's all I got to say. I know a lot about it, but I don't care to spend a lot of time on it. But you're going to hear that. They're going to be going after each other. I mean, this is how hot she is for Indiana. They the fans have stood in line up to 6 hours to get her, the Fevers, what do you call it? Merch, get
Jersey,
Fever merch and her jerseys. And so it's Indianapolis is embracing them. So anyway, that's enough of that. We're already almost at 20 minutes. So,
we are. Okay. I know we agreed on
my
20 minutes.
Gatorade's about out.
Okay. Let me hit you. Was that all that you had for tonight?
That's it.
Okay. Well, let me hit you with
and I'm sorry. Keep our ears out, team. If you want to be up to know, you just go to ESPN. Semifinals for NHL, semifinals for NBA. Okay. 4 teams left with both.
Yeah. We'll come back to hockey probably next week, but the big news was that Golden State with Steph Curry, who's like the poster child of the league, is out, and now it's is it against Oklahoma City Thunder and
remember who I picked?
Yeah, you picked them to win, right? Oklahoma City.
I did.
But who are they going against?
So we've got that. It's right here. We've got Oklahoma against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yes, yeah.
And then the Pacers and the Knicks.
I don't know anything about either of them.
Well, the Pacers and Knicks, both of these are going to be like throwback games. But the Thunder and the Timberwolves, one announcer report I listened to called it's going to be a brawl.
Okay.
It's going to be a brawl. It's going to be very physical. And Knicks and Pacers are going to have some physicality to it too. I love it. There's 4 new teams as far as I'm concerned. They haven't been in there in a long time. So pretty cool. For the NBA, pretty cool.
We talked about it last week a little bit. Well, we'll come back to it next week or the week after. But Ryan on the podcast last week and Chris were saying that in the playoffs, it seems like the refs let the boys play a little bit and
well,
be a little bit rougher.
Even more this year. Even more.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Even more this year.
Well, let's revisit it. Let's revisit that another conversation. But there you go. There's a quick little NBA playoff recap. Okay, 2 things for you I want to get your thoughts on. Macy sent me something on Instagram showing that if you wanted to watch all 18 games or whatever in the NFL season this next year, it's supposedly going to cost you upwards of $1,500 if you want to watch every single game, because they move around to all these different streaming platforms.
That's probably right. You can buy the NFL ticket, and yes, you will not get all your team's 18 games.
Yeah.
You'll get some. The way you can do it cheaper than that is you get the
piracy.
No, not piracy. I would never recommend such a thing. I can't recommend it because I don't know how to do it. But is the red zone, and it basically you put it on your big TV screen. They got like every game playing at once. Like on Sunday, they'll have 4 games playing at once, screen. And they go quick back and forth to the key plays being made.
Okay,
and that's a lot less expensive, but it would not surprise me.
Crazy
if it does if you want to see all of your games.
Wow, yeah, I was going to ask if that was an over exaggeration, but it sounds like
I think I could see that. They've been changing. NFL's all these platforms. They're everywhere, but you're paying for it everywhere.
Yeah, golly. Okay. Last thing for you. Did you hear? This is sad news for you. This might really put the end of this episode on a bummer note. Did you hear that they're not doing any more chain gangs on the sides of football fields?
I heard. I didn't know it's not been approved for this year, has it? You talking about NFL?
Let's see.
or
I'm seeing a thing.
NCAA?
Breaking news: the method for measuring first downs in the NFL. Oh, so it's NFL. So maybe
Yes,
college ball
NFL.
will still have it for you.
Yeah, they
We'll
will
switch
for a
from
while.
chain gangs to camera-based technology
Yes,
in 2025.
2025. Yes, I knew it was coming for the NFL. And yes, but no, for me, I think high school level will be there forever. Most small colleges, maybe the
Yeah.
big colleges eventually get out of that business. But yeah, I'm still hoping to do some. I've done a little bit before, and it's a blast. But
Yeah, we got to
anyway.
get you out here for a BYU game with
Oh,
my
that's my
hookups out here.
dream. Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
dream. I still want to. I do have to do a shout out for your two nephews tonight. 'Cause when they
Okay.
hear this, they're going to need it. We have only lost 2 games this season, and we've lost both those games by a total of 2 runs. So each game we lost by 1 run.
Wow.
So that's where I just came from tonight coaching. That's why I'm hoarse. We lost tonight 6-5. I had 2 men on base. I coached third. I had them ready to steal. It was 2 outs. We had our, not our top of the lineup hitter. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And hey, but he took a good cut on the 3rd strike. But I kept trying to get our guy to be able to score. But their pitcher did well. Their catcher did well. And I never got a pass ball to send them to tie it. But Paxton caught a great game. And CJ, he struggled a little bit pitching at first, but then he did a couple of great things at short. He caught a very high ball that went actually out to the outfield, and that was like the end of the inning, and they had runners on. So he saved runs.
He closed
and
it.
then this is what I'm most proud of. When I have grandsons do it, Paxton was catching, of course, that's what he's doing mostly, and caught a great game. CJ was playing short. They tried to steal. Paxton threw it. CJ covered and tagged him out. Now he tagged him out hard in the face. We're trying to teach him to tag him at his feet, but that guy came running. The guy didn't slide, so he came in running straight up. CJ caught the ball from Paxton, popped him in the face, and he was out by 2 or 3 steps. But that's the first connection. And I was a catcher. This is what you love. You love to throw somebody out. But how cool is it? The first one Paxton threw out ever.
Yeah.
Was CJ was on the receiving end and caught it and tagged him out. So those are 2.
That's so fun.
That was the big play of the night. Even though we lost by 1, it was a team we had beat before, and they really wanted us. But anyway, so I thought that was worthy of a mention.
Way to go, Paxton and CJ. Yeah, that is so cool. I can picture it now. You described it very, very poetically. That was beautiful. I love the fact that CJ whacked the kid in the face.
Oh, he
to
really
get him out.
There was no doubt he was out, baby. I mean, anyway,
That's awesome.
So that was so cool, and hopefully we'll have that noted forever. That was Paxton's first, threw a guy out stealing, and CJ was the recipient, shortstop that caught it and tagged him out. Pretty cool, a lot of fun.
Okay. Well, congrats, boys, and congrats on making it to the end of this episode. I see you polishing off your Gatorade bottle.
Yeah,
I'll let you go rest up those poor vocal cords of yours.
It was a blast. It was a blast. Thank you so much.
Yeah, there's a little grab bag for you, everybody. And hey, if you made it this far and you haven't subscribed to our YouTube or Instagram or our TikTok, then hop on over, search for SportSense Podcast, and give us a follow on all those spaces, and share this podcast this week. And most importantly, go have some fun around the water cooler. Dad, I'm going to use some of these tidbits to impress some people around the office this week.
Right. Let me know how it goes next week.
Okay. Sounds good. Talk to you soon.
Guys. All right. See you, Coop. Love you.
Hey, love you.
SportSense.